Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's the man child. All right, so up for review today. I got my KOL-DARR in. I'm gonna bust them out of package. So KOL-DARR was a Mattel Creations exclusive some while back. He sold out. Actually, I think he was up for about 30 minutes, which is pretty interesting for Mattel Creations exclusives. But I have a feeling that if you're interested in this character, if you watch this review, they're probably going to do another sale because they are doing it with $1 again. And I think it's in September, like 11th or 12th. You got to go on their site and check it out. So that's always a good thing. It's interesting we get for the Origins now, or they open a door for an animation inspired figure. And that's where he came from. I think he was in one or two episodes of the Filmation cartoon. I think I remember seeing that in the day he was alongside He-Man. I don't remember the story. I'll look it back up, but that's where he came from. And it's cool now that we're getting characters or a character like this in the Origins line because it really opens the door for animation figure characters, which a lot of people have been asking for. At least I got in the comments, Kind of reminds me of a wrestler, It's totally Motu like, just with the armor, of course, his typical muscles, everything's painted gold. I like that helmeted head. Now I don't know if that helmet comes off. That would be really cool if it does, but I have a feeling it don't. Even a little goatee going, he's kind of his own thing. So yeah, it's neat to see a character like this. And here's a quick look at the art on the back of KOL-DARR's packaging. Look at that. Wow. What's really neat with this, let me bring it in a little bit. So we got KOL-DARR with all the Snake Men. Check that out. Now Mattel, obviously, if you don't know, they announced that they're doing all the Snake Men. Series 1 is coming out around January, which is like Cobra Khan, Rattler, Snake Armored He-Man. There's another Sunman character. And that's going to be Series 1, so the Snake Men is going to be their own series. It's not going to be like Origins Wave 10's coming around now, or 11 or 12, nothing like that. It's going to be its own thing. They said they're doing all the Snake Men, and they have a lot planned. And what's interesting in this art is I even see concepts. The only Snake Man I recognize, if anything, looks like Tongue Lasher maybe here. You can see by the hands and the back of the head. That looks like Drago Man, which he was a figure in the classics. And even some of the other characters, like back in here, this was, I think, was a concept in the classics called Lady Slither. There was even some customs done on that. And this was another character like Cobra Khan, of course. And, you can see that, the snake, lower snake part of the body. And I'm not sure who that is. I've seen this character before in art, but that's really cool. Opens the door on some really cool stuff as far as Snake Man and other monsters and characters go in Origins, with Origins figures. And here's a quick look at the mailer you get, which is pretty neat itself with the sketch art for KOL-DARR, right? Front and the back. Check that out. All right, got a KOL-DARR package. Let's give him a 360 look around. Check him out. I gotta be honest, it's like in hand, out of package. He's a pretty cool character. Kind of fun to mix with your Origins. When I first seen him come around, I'm like, yeah, all right, the little goatee, the yellow, it's like just trying to throw some more crazy armor to make another Motu character, but that's what Motu's all about. All right, so bringing KOL-DARR in for a closer look, right? One of the most unique features is that he had a head and a helmet. Really cool. Now, it's the articulation with that, right? Spin left to right and go all the way forward and back. Pretty good. The helmet itself, just the horns, that are soft. They don't articulate or anything like that. Even the goatee is pretty cool on him. Makes him just his own unique, gives him his own unique tough guy look. Now let's pop the head off for a minute. I want to see something. Okay, so here's our head. Make it a lot easier. I don't think this helmet comes off. If you look in there, it doesn't, it's weird. It's like a face piece that's part of this. It's not part of the scope, I'm sorry. It's pressed in and maybe glued. And maybe if you had a second one, you can cut and Dremel all this out of here. Maybe it only goes up to here. I don't know that for a fact, but yeah, it doesn't just pop off. Now I'm gonna put a light here. Let's take a look at the inner eyes there. You can see that. Yeah, it actually has eyes in there, pretty neat, and it looks like it's painted black. So that's about it with the head, articulation, yeah, the eyes. It doesn't come off again, maybe cut it out. But let's move down to the chest and armor. That armor in itself is pretty cool. Again, like a big football player or WWE wrestler or something. It's its own thing now. Let's see. It's so obviously it's like a cut, half armor, cut armor. Just to see the abs and stuff. That never made sense to me. I don't know why they'll come down to the belt. But yeah, I guess the armor's trying to protect the vital organs, right? So it's not that important as far as the stomach. It's got this cool, so got a little piece on the back too for his weapons and sword. We'll get into that in a little bit. And so the armor, if you want to take it off, I want to see what the buck is underneath, what it looks like. You're going to pop these two tabs like that. And then we're going to pop the head off again. And then the armor just pops off like so. So it's, it's a yellowish almost like a metallic gold or something. Really soft. It's inside, right out in the front and the backs we've seen. And here's KOL-DARR. Put the head back on without the armor. So it's a typical, yeah, nothing, obviously, they're all the same. Aesthetics is He-Man, but even that looks pretty cool without the armored. As far as the arm articulation, everything, very typical with Origins, but we'll do it, right? Up, down, forward, back. Got the same biceps as He-Man. Right? We got the pinless joint elbows. Going like that. You can spin it at the elbow. Cool bracers. I like these gold bracers. Of course, they're always part of the sculpt. And then they just, now he comes with 2 closed hands, which is cool because he has 2 weapons and just a little hinge joint, go in and out and spin. And then moving down to our waist, same thing, typical belt we already just had, painted in gold, loincloth, all the same deal. Spin at the waist, legs go all the way out. I always love that articulation with these Origins now compared to the vintage. Go forward and back, bend all the way at the knee. These boots too are all cool, just very unique, and you could pop these off if you wanted to, right? And customize, put He-Man's boots or this on He-Man if you wanted to. They come off real easy. And yeah, obviously spin there, and then the foot, it's its own thing. It's all part of the boot, right? Go up and down, spin side to side, and kind of rock a little bit. And the other leg's all the same, so is the boot. Spin like this, that, and the foot, nothing different. So moving on to KOL-DARR's accessories, we get this axe again. Now this was already seen with Ram Man, and the San Diego Comic-Con Grizzlor also came with this, which, speaking of exclusives, Grizzlor is going to be a made-to-order character on Mattel Creations. So if you're not familiar with that, that is awesome, because it's going to give everybody a chance to get one. I don't know if it's going to be a 1 or 2 day window or a month, I'm not sure yet, but that's a lot better than one of those exclusive sales, because he's going to sell out really fast. So if you're not familiar with that, just giving you a heads up. But this is the axe. And you also get a sword exactly like Triclops. We've seen twice with the exclusive Triclops and the regular green version that came out. Yeah, it's cool done in silver like the axe. I kind of wish they would have given him at least one unique weapon, kind of be his own thing, but this is what we get. And the other thing comes with is his own comic book. Look at that. That's cool. Renegade Raid. So let's flip through it. You can pause and check it out and see what we see in there. Yeah, pretty neat. Different type of people here in Eternity, it looks like. He-Man interacting there. Pause and read that. Flip to the next page. Pretty neat. Oh, there's KOL-DARR on oh, there's that horse in the art, if you notice. I didn't mention it on the back of KOL-DARR's art. He's called Shadow Master, he calls him. Wow, cool. See, that too, seeing that really opens up the door for like some type of horse with wings. And I bring it up because of She-Ra. We got She-Ra out in the Origins, and it'd be cool to see a Swiftwind. If they got that tooling, you can make something very similar, a horse like this for a character like that. You maybe got to change a head or something, but yeah, pretty neat, right? Check that out. All right, flip it. Now, what's interesting here, it looks like KOL-DARR and He-Man are fighting in this one. I'll have to read it later, but I thought they were friends from the filmation. Okay, there we go, going on. Okay, just reading a little bit there. All right, and back here, I guess they unite. Pretty neat. All right, so for a little comparison, we'll do some mixing and matching. The only figure I can really comes to my mind is with He-Man. We could use Triclops too, but we'll stick with KOL-DARR being he's a heroic warrior like He-Man. I was kind of wishing the helmet would come off, like I said, but it wouldn't work anyway because it's just how the hair on He-Man. I don't think he'd be able to put it down over his head. That would have been cool. That's what I was thinking. So we can't do that. But we can't also just switch heads out with this He-Man because you can see the difference in skin tones. Let's switch some armor around heads and see what that looks like. All right, so now that we have some new armor and weapons, I figure I'll throw the armor on He-Man and the sword, and I just left, obviously, his head. Well, we can't do much with heads' skin tone, and we just kept the boots on. So we want to make another He-Man variant with that cool-looking armor. You can check that out. And here's a quick look at the KOL-DARR's boots now on the He-Man body, and I put the axe in hand and the sword, right? Just show it's just going to go in like this, so check that out. And now I just kept KOL-DARR's boots on He-Man's feet and put the chest, his cross armor back onto the sword and hand. So it's really all I can do with him as far as mixing parts. But if you wanted something a little different, right, that's what you got. And here's a quick look at KOL-DARR now, or KOL-DARR's body. Obviously, we can't do much with the head. I left it on, but I put the armor back on, axe in hand, and I put He-Man's boots or another pair of boots on the feet if you didn't want to use those yellow armored boots, right? And there's a sword in the back, so you can check that out. Okay, and here's a quick look with KOL-DARR with He-Man's cross armored on. So we left the head on, He-Man's boots, I do the sword in hand. I think that's pretty cool because it kind of gives us an opportunity to make I don't know, some type of, with the course on his body because of the bracers and the yellow on He-Man's boots. Even if he didn't use his yellow boots, Viking or some type of barbarian He-Man maybe in the Origins with the cross armored and the head, use your imagination. But I kept the Triclops sword in the back, so you can check that out. Pretty neat. And now I just added the boots back, KOL-DARR's boots back onto the feet, right? Matched the helmet, kept the chest armor on, put both weapons in hand. And I just left the He-Man sword in the back. So check that out. And here's our new Barbarian / Viking He-Man on Battle Cat. He looks pretty cool on him. Check that out. Okay, so overall, I think KOL-DARR is a pretty cool character. It's fun where you can, he's just his own unique design. The armor, the head, goes great with your Origins. It's fun that you can mix and match some parts with He-Man. And in my head, because of the helmet, the goatee, it's just, yeah, I'm trying to make some type of Origin style Barbarian or Viking He-Man maybe. As you've seen with the armor, the boots, you can leave KOL-DARR's boots or what weapons, and you can mix and match. There's not really a lot you can do with them because of the skin tone with the other He-Man variants, because I tried, like Battle Armor, the Flying Fist, they didn't really work. Like switching the head off easy, and obviously you can't put his head on any other He-Man bodies. Yeah, I got Skeletor in the background just for an enemy as far as comparison. Can't wait to get some Snake Man down the road, which are coming, and yeah, mess around, add him up with KOL-DARR like in the art, but I think he's pretty neat. I'm glad I got him, and if you guys like him, I almost have no doubt Mattel Creations down the road will run a second run. I go pick one up because he looks like he goes really well with your Origins collection. So thanks for watching. I hope to answer all your questions. And until next time, take care.